Hey y'all, it is your girl Teddy Ewing, educating on financial freedom through entrepreneurship, hustle, and building generational wealth. And today we're going to talk about NFTs, FOMO, and FARTS. Yes, FARTS. I said it. It is a word that I've heard, of course, but I hadn't heard it used in quite this way until I did. And I looked it up and I was immediately like enamored with the phrase and what it meant and where it was going. So stick with me and let me explain to you about these NFTs, FOMO, and farts. All right, y'all. I'm not going to keep you waiting. I'm still stuffy, so I'm recording my videos, boom, 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 so I can get myself well. So I was on, I'm in a lot of investment groups, like on Facebook and in my social circles. And in this one investment group, people are asking about NFTs. It's a real estate investing group, and they're asking about NFTs. And one guy in the comments just said something about it's nothing more than a fart, right? And I was like, that's interesting. And I don't know if he defined it there or not, but I immediately Googled it. I think he did define it. I immediately Googled it. And it led me to an article. It's called, the website's called cracked.com. I'm not here co-signing for crack.com because I don't know anything about it, but the article is very good. And it was from 2010. And farts means forced artificial scarcity. I will put this link to this article in the description box. Forced artificial scarcity. So when I talk about NFTs, I don't think I would be doing them any justice without talking about the forced artificial scarcity of an NFT. But before I get into that, let me talk about, let's talk about NFTs in general. What is an NFT? A non-fungible token, an immutable singular item, okay? It can't be duplicated, all right? And people think now NFTs are these things you buy online that's gonna make you a lot of money, right? I had this guy at work, very middle-aged, normal, average, like not into crypto, not into that thing. And he said to me, he's like, you know what? He's like, I'm gonna create some NFTs and I'm gonna sell them for a lot of money. I said, oh, okay, that's interesting. I said, so let me ask a couple questions. So, why would someone buy an NFT from you? He's not an artist. He doesn't have a following. He doesn't have a platform. He's like, I don't know. I haven't thought about that yet. I said, well, how would you get people interested enough in your NFTs to want to buy them? He hadn't thought about that yet. I said, how many followers do you have on Facebook, Instagram? He's like, I have 40 people, and like I have 40 friends and family, and they love me, right? So he's being funny at that point. But this is my point. If you don't have a talent and you don't have a following, and you don't have a community, you don't have a network, and you're not in crypto, not saying you can't sell any NFTs, but you need to get those things before you start doing that, right? So that's the nexus, that's the genesis of all this NFT craze, is everyone wants to do it, everyone wants to be involved, and everyone thinks they're going to create the next Bored Ape yacht and sell it for hundreds of thousands of dollars. But really what you have to think about is, why are the Bored Apes selling for so much? Why are they selling for so much and others aren't? And people would say the community, right? It's the community. Okay, but I'm still asking, what's the utility? Like I hear people alluding to things it's going to do, this NFT is going to do or it's going to be, but what is it? What would make somebody pay that much money? And I would just say gatekeepers, all right? I think there's a lot of artificial things going on in crypto, definitely in this NFT space. So you have to be careful and just ask yourself, why? Why did someone spend $69 million on that one Beeples, the very first NFT? I think it was sold back in March of 2021, not this year anymore. Why did that happen? How do we know the two people that bought and sold it didn't know each other? How do we know that the person who created it and the corporation that bought it, or vice versa, weren't the same people? I mean, how do you know they're not working together? You just don't know these things. I'm not saying all NFTs are FUD. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, when you hear things and you see things that don't make sense, your eyes are like, I don't understand, you have to ask yourself the question. That leads me to the FOMO side of this, okay? So the FOMO, fear of missing out. People want to get rich so bad. They want to get rich bad and quickly, that they do things that don't necessarily make good sense, okay? So you have to be careful when you feel yourself chasing after something. Number one, you don't understand. Number two, that you can't explain. And ask yourself, why? Why am I doing this? Why is it like that? Where is it going? All right. And, and then that brings me to the farts, right? Forced artificial scarcity. You see it with bottled water. You found out, I know I've read articles, I'm kind of in it though, but like where Nestle and Coca-Cola, they're literally bottling tap water. I'm blinking slow. They're bottling tap water and selling it to you at like 100% markup because it was free, okay? Not necessarily going through any special filters more than you have on your kitchen tap, right? But we bought into it because we wanted to they put an iceberg on the front of it or a mountain. So you think you're getting something that you're not. Library books that are now digital books that are now for sale for each digital copy when it doesn't cost anything extra to make it, okay? Blockbuster to Redbox to Netflix, right? We're paying more and more for things that cost less and less to almost don't cost anything, and we're all okay with that. Bernie Madoff's victims, right? He was taking their money, making them think they had money because he was sending them monthly or quarterly statements that showed a lot of zeros at the end of their numbers, so they thought they had something, and then they found out it wasn't real. It was just numbers on a piece of paper, and he was stealing all their money and using it for him and his family. But it was artificial. They thought they had something. They thought it was worth something. They had the paper to prove it, and it wasn't, right? So an NFT is showing you a digital receipt of a good ownership that you have on the blockchain. It's proving it with the NFT. That's the value. But what do you really have? Those are the questions we have to ask ourselves when we're getting NFTs. That is why you'll see I'm wearing the same shirt because I just recorded the video. I did the video on Zed, and that's why I loved Zed, because it was a multi-layer NFT platform that you could make money. You could have assets. You could sell, buy, sell, trade. You could race the horse. You could breed the horses. It had a lot of utility. And that's when, the light bulbs are going off in my head because there was utility involved. I could do something with this. I could nurture it. I could see where it came from. I could see its bloodline. I could see who his parents were. I could see who his kids were. The $50,000 on a piece of NFT art. Least you could do is send me the $2,000 digital frame that I can put up in my living room and show off the thing, right? But no, as buyers now, people aren't even asking for anything. They're just buying, selling, and trading these NFTs, these farts for the hell of it, and they're not asking for anything in return. The creator, the owner, have no onus to give you anything in addition to that digital piece of something that you can't really even verify doesn't exist in any other form or fashion in the exact same format. Like you can have a 1 of 50 NFT. Well, if it's 1 of 50, that kind of defeats the whole purpose of the immutable digital ownership of this one singular thing. So what do we do to avoid succumbing to FOMO and farts when it comes to NFTs? Forced artificial inflation. I have to say that. Forced artificial scarcity. That is the farts. Okay. So if you're interested in getting into NFTs, join the community. See what they're talking about. See what they're doing. See how active they are. See how many people really give a crap about this thing. And that will help to inform your decision. Number 2, take a look at that artist or that creator's previous collections and see how they've done. Don't just look at the current collection and see what it's doing. Don't look around the hype around that. Look at the previous collection and see what it's done and what it's sold for, and what those pieces of art or those NFTs are selling for now, and use that to inform your decision on what you're going to do with this new collection with this artist, all right? Number 3, do you get anything with it? Do you get a CD? I know people don't get CDs anymore. Do you get a track? Do you get a print? Do you get a digital representation and the physical representation of that thing? Do you get some free airdrops? Do you get an NFT that's gonna morph into something else later on? Like, do you get a free airdrop later? If you buy this NFT now, you'll get another one later. I mean, something like, hold people accountable. It's like, quit giving away your cookies and your milk for free. Like, don't do it, okay? If you're really trying to have something good. Like if you're in this market, buy, sell, and trade, and you're in it, and you're like DCG masterminds, and you got a group of people that are all helping you grow and checking out these NFTs across all these platforms, and they're in all these Discord groups, monitoring them and letting the group know what's going on, that's a different story. I'm talking about regular Joe Blow who's doing it by himself, okay? These are the things you need to do. Number 4, commune with others. That leads me right to it, who have just as much interest as you do, so that you guys can split the field. You guys can work different angles of the same thing, and all the pressure isn't on one person to figure it out, okay? This is a team sport. Cryptocurrency in general is a team sport. That's why I love CryptoEQ. But everything you're doing within crypto really is a team sport. And the 5th and final thing you can do to not succumb to FOMO and FARTS is, if you really value art and you really value the creator or the artist of this NFT, then support them no matter what, right? If it's reasonable, if it's within your budget, if you can do it, support them. Support them because you like them. And if you like them, hopefully other people like them. But don't support them just because you think you can buy this thing and then sell or trade it for more value later, okay? So check your motives on that, because if you end up stuck with it because it doesn't do as well as you thought it would, or you were the dumb cuss word who bought it because you thought it was something and no one else thought it was something, then at least you have something that you like and enjoy, okay? Because it's coming at you from all different angles. South Park did a whole episode on it, I guess a couple weeks ago now, and I wanted to go like play by play. I'm really just trying to decompress. So one day maybe I will. I'm sure somebody else has, but they really tore NFTs up and it was hilarious because I got all of the puns and it was funny to me. But it just kind of lightened the mood and showed you what NFTs are, where they were, where they're going, but we don't know where it's headed. And I think it's headed somewhere great, somewhere fantastic, and it's going to be revolutionary, okay? NFTs are going to be revolutionary, but just like with new things, especially new things nowadays that just get inflated, FOMO'd, hurled out en masse while everybody's doing money grabs, it kind of gets lost in the sauce. But I think NFTs, what we think of NFTs 5 years from now will not be what we think about it today, right? When we start being able to buy and sell homes and actual assets with NFTs, that's when it's going to change it around. So don't succumb to FOMO and farts. I'll link that article in the description box so you can read it. Like I said, from 2010, and it alluded to NFTs almost perfectly to be such an old article. So I love that. I love when some things are timeless and you can see its reflection in the current world. But anyway, invest in yourself with 1% a day to reach your exponential greatness. This is Teddy Ewing signing off.